Hello, welcome to part 2 of my October thriller readathon. I will link the video of the first book I read in the description. That was The Family Upstairs by Lisa Jewell. Today I am starting Before She Knew Him by Peter Swanson. And so, what is this book about? So, the premise of this book is that it's about this woman who feels like she's at a good place in her life. She's married, she has her bipolar disorder under control, she's feeling good. But then she goes to a dinner party at a neighbor's house and sees an object in their house that she believes to be a missing item from a murder scene of a crime that she has followed. And so I'm not sure how long ago the crime was supposed to be, but she starts thinking, like, is my neighbor a murderer? But then the question is that the case, or is this her mental illness creeping back up? So I am excited to read this, but I am a little bit wary of the mental health representation that will be in this book. So that is a question that I will be looking for going into it. But I'm excited for my second thriller of the month. Okay, so I'm now a third of the way through Before She Knew Him, and a little update. So, what I thought the main question of this was going to be was that, like, is her neighbor a murderer? That is not the question. We know in chapter 2 that he absolutely is. So, it's not really a spoiler because you find out right at the beginning, yes, he did it. So then I'm like, well, then what are we doing here? So I assume it's like, okay, so she thinks that, like, he's gonna do it again, or that he might do something again because if he's murdered once before. And we in fact know that he has. She doesn't know that, but we do. Find out right at the beginning he is a serial killer. Basically, he's killed multiple people at least. So, yet again, I find myself with a book that is not feeling like a thriller yet. Like, that was the same case with the first one I read yesterday. And so I'm like, so what is this book about? Like, I assume now at this point, I'm a third of the way into it, finally something like has happened. But, so I assume it's just like she is going to try and stop him? I don't know. Like, she knows less than we do. So that's sort of where we are. And yet again, it doesn't really feel like a thriller because we know that he did it. We know that he did it. So it's not a question anymore. So I'm not sure where this is going. So I'm now halfway through the book, and I'm starting to feel a little bit bored, honestly. And basically, because, like I said last night, I'm not really sure what the main driver of the story is at this point. Because we know that he is a killer, and, like, you'd think, like, oh, if she suspects, because she suspects that he is. She's pretty sure that he is. But she doesn't seem very scared that she lives next door to someone who, like, she thinks that he knows that she knows. And she's just, like, chilling at home. Like, what are you doing? So I don't know where this is going. So I'm kind of bored. But, so I also want to comment on the mental health representation. So I feel like it's better than I was expecting, better than I thought. I feel like it's good representation, but I'm worried that it will be used like by other people to basically like intentionally or not to gaslight her into thinking that what she believes is not really true. And so like without spoiling anything, like she has reason to believe that she is correct, but everyone else is like, well, like, ugh. And it's only slightly gone there, so I don't want it to turn into gaslighting, like full-on gaslighting, because that would be not good. So I don't know, I'm hoping it picks up in the second half. So I'm now less than 100 pages from the end, and it seems to be at the point where things will start escalating, because it seems to have shifted. And without spoiling anything, it's just what I went into this book thinking was going to be the story is kind of not at all the story. So I'm just a little confused. Like, it's slightly more intriguing now, but I'm just like, what am I reading? I don't know. What book is this? So I finished the book, Before She Knew Him, by Peter Swanson. It was not good. I did not like it. It was there is a twist at the end. I did surprise I thought so. Which usually does not happen. I usually don't guess these things, but I guessed this one, and so when it happened I was like, yeah. I did not like this. It didn't it was not summarized well. Like I've been saying, it is not what you think it's going to be, and not in a good way. Not in the way that you'd want from a thriller. But it was just okay, so what was it actually? Without spoiling it, what was it? Not very good. Okay, so it's this woman who thinks that her neighbor is a murderer, who we know is a murderer, but then, like, it doesn't take what, it just doesn't go, it's not good. It's not good. I would not recommend it, honestly. So, you can skip this one. You can skip it. Alright. So now that I'm done with book 2, what have I learned that I like and do not like specifically about thrillers from this book? Alright, so I think it's the marriage. So the main character, so I liked their relationship at the start of the book. I thought that, like, you know, with all this going around, like, she has her spouse. She has that support, that even if he has questions, like, he's sorting this out with her. That changed a little bit. And then I did not like it. I know that, like, domestic thrillers are very popular, and, like, you know, questioning your spouse is, like, a very popular element of domestic thrillers, and I don't know if, I guess this is a domestic thriller, but I don't think that's my thing when it comes to thrillers. So I guess I'm going to give myself a little bit of a break, and then probably start book 3 either later tonight or tomorrow, and we'll see if that one is any better, because I liked this definitely less than the first one I read. Oh well.